welcome. Today guys, I'm going to be making for you all a black forest cake, and I'll be doing this in a couple of steps. First, we're going to make the cake. We have to let that cake cool before we can actually put the entire cake together. So we'll be getting two chocolate cakes for this recipe, and I'm using my stand mixer today. And usually when I use my stand mixer, you all ask me if you have to use your stand mixer. No, if you have a hand mixer you can use that, and if you don't own any of those appliances you can use a spoon, just like we used to do long ago. It doesn't matter, as long as you can cream the butter and sugar, anything would work. So for this, I'm gonna leave the list of ingredients with the correct measurements down below for you all. I have sugar. I'm using cake flour. You can use all purpose if you can't find cake flour. Eggs, butter, cocoa powder, vanilla essence or extract, some instant coffee, salt, baking powder, baking soda, and the baking soda gives this cake a very crumbly texture. If you don't use the baking soda, you're not gonna get that black forest crumbliness. And you're also gonna need some whole milk. To start, we're going to add the butter to our mixing bowl. Next, add in the sugar. Beat both sugar and butter until it's light and fluffy. When the mixture is light and fluffy, you're going to add in your eggs one at a time. Okay, once the eggs have mixed in, just stop the mixer for a little. I just want to show you guys one ingredient that I forgot on the table. I found this instant Hershey's instant chocolate pudding in the supermarket. Now I got this at Walmart. If you can't find this in Trinidad, by all means you can make this cake without it. I'm going to be using half a package of this because it's a big pack. And this box is 3.56 ounce, so you're just going to use half of it. And I'm going to just put that together with the cocoa powder here. I'm just eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be exactly 1/2. So that's about a half. Okay, now let's continue. So I'm going to open my mixer. I'm going to add in my vanilla essence or extract, the coffee, and the coffee enhances the flavor in the chocolate, the salt, and the cocoa powder together with the instant chocolate pudding. And we're going to slowly mix this because you don't want that chocolate to be flying all over your kitchen. I'm just going to stop the mixer and I'm going to scrape down the sides of the bowl just to ensure that it mixes properly, because sometimes the mixer, the paddle doesn't get all the way down to the bottom. Okay, once you've scraped down the bowl, add in half of your milk and mix that in. Okay, you don't want to over mix your cake when you're making it. So to the cake flour, I'm going to put in the baking powder and the baking soda. Just take a fork and mix in the leavening agents into the flour. Now you're going to put the flour in your mixing bowl and you're going to mix this in. Just as it starts to come together, stop it and add the rest of the milk and continue mixing. Okay, once it comes together, stop because you don't want to overmix your batter. So I already have two round 9-inch pans greased and waiting. I'm just going to give this a mix to make sure that the bottom of the bowl, everything has incorporated properly. Now you're going to divide this into two equal portions, half here and half in the other one. Okay, once you've separated the cakes and you've leveled them off, this goes into your oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about half an hour to 45 minutes until when you put a skewer through it, it comes out clean. So guys, the cakes just came out of the oven and they took exactly 35 minutes in my oven. So make sure you want to check it, just keep an eye on it. When I tested it, it came out clean. These need to cool down completely before we can move on onto the next step. When your cakes have cooled, you want to remove them from the pan. And what you're going to do is you're going to split each of the cakes into halves, because we have to fill the inside of the cake, so you want to evenly cut them in a half. Okay, once you split them into two, just leave them here. We're going to move on to making the whipped cream frosting. Now to make the whipped cream frosting, and I have 1 pint, which is equivalent to 16 ounces of heavy whipping cream, and this needs to be very cold. You'll need about a half to 1 cup of icing sugar, depending on how sweet you want this. And you'll need 1 tablespoon of unflavoured gelatin, together with some boiling hot water and some tap water. Now all ingredients will be listed down below with measurements. I'm going to start by pouring that pint of heavy cream into the mixing bowl. I'm going to whip this until it creates soft peaks, and you're going to whip it on very high. Okay, once the cream has the soft peaks, you're going to add in your icing sugar and mix that in. Now remember, you don't want to overbeat this because it will turn into butter. So now we have to stabilize that whipped cream, and here I have 2 tablespoons of room temperature water, and I'm going to drizzle the unflavored gelatin on top of that to help soften it. Just mix it in to soften that gelatin. Now to the gelatin, you're going to add in about 1 tablespoon of hot water to dissolve the gelatin. Once the gelatin is dissolved, you're going to add it to the whipped cream mixture. And you're going to beat this in until stiff peaks form. Okay, that's it. You see, it doesn't take very long. Now I'm just going to transfer this into a piping bag or a Ziploc bag. Here I have my whipped cream, and I'm using a round tip for this. So I already put 1 piece of, or 1 section of the cake onto my cake stand. I just want to show you guys the texture of the inside of the cake. You see that crumbly texture it has? It's so soft. This would make such a good chocolate cake on its own with chocolate icing. So the other ingredient you're going to need is some cherry pie filling. You can get this in JTA, Hilo, any one of those supermarkets. You can find this. So what you're going to do is you're going to put some of the cherry filling, or half of the cherry filling, how much you want actually, onto the first half of the cake, and you're going to spread that out. Now I don't like to go all the way to the edge, because when you put the other piece on top, it's going to squish it down and then it will spread out even further. So now you're going to add the other piece to this, the other top. Just press it down slightly. Now to this layer, you're going to pipe a layer of cream or whipped cream frosting. Now you just want to spread this out evenly. Now you're going to put another piece of cake, which is the bottom section. And now you're going to put the rest of the cherry pie filling on top. And spread that out. Place the last layer of cake on top of this. And now you're going to pipe the remainder of the whipped cream frosting all over the outside of the cake. and just spread that out evenly. Now I'm just going to do the sides of the cake. So guys, you know, I'm just a home cook and I'm not a professional at this. This is the best I could get it, and this is as neat as possible I can get it. I'm just gonna make some roses on the top, and I don't have enough icing to make a lot, so I'm just gonna make a few of them. And now to finish the cake, I'm just gonna take cherries and just place them right on top of the icing. Now I know you guys want to see the inside of the cake, so I'm just gonna set this in the refrigerator just to set that icing. Then I'll cut it and show you guys what the inside looks like. So guys, here you have it, my homemade Black Forest cake recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. I know it's not perfect like you would get a bakery one, but this is the best that I can do. So I hope you guys appreciate that I did this recipe for you all. I hope you all try it, and if you wanted to, which this is a tip, if you didn't want to make a big cake, you can take a cookie cutter, cut smaller rounds, and then make mini Black Forest cakes. That would be a really good recipe also. So thank you all for watching. If you're new to my channel, I hope you like and subscribe, and I will see you all another day with another one of my recipes. Enjoy!